Alrighty, and we're back again with this. We found Tala, Seraphin's sister, and now we are in the middle of a revolution. This is gonna get messy really quickly. I can already see it. We're just gonna jump right into it because we are in a big mess with this. We have supplies, so we're good. Buy a meal. Should I buy a meal? Let's go ahead and buy a meal, just so we have it. Let's throw this in here, and then... God, I really don't wanna be a part of this revolution. Oh shit, I don't know if that was heard. It's currently raining, so if you hear the thunder, I apologize. You know, it's fucking storming. Alright, Tala's release. Alright, I guess this is the plan. Alright, let's do this. Bliss, you're with me. Kirk is also with me. I guess we are traveling to the contract. Christ. Right, I have a... When did I get a glitch? The headstream looms large in the cockpit windows as it comes to a stop. I can't believe you talked me into this, Seraphin sighs. This is not a good plan, I agree. Convincing Seraphin to take Kirk out of this loaded freighter wasn't exactly easy, but with the pit head on lockdown, there really weren't any other options. A voice crackles over Seraphin's terminal, loud enough to hear, but quiet enough that you can't pick out what's being said. What are they saying? Seraphin glances back over his shoulder at you. They're telling us to prepare for docking. He swallows nervously and turns back to the console. Good. Keep talking to them. Keep them talking. You look behind and to see Kurt floating by the doorway. Seraphin flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the loading ship, thanking them for responding to the distress signal. Trying his best to play the part of a nervous trader suffering an engine failure in the debris field. Kirk jerks his head for you to follow him into the corridor, and you unclip from your seat and float out behind him. If it's okay with you, I'm going to play the captain on this one. His flat stare suggests that he isn't asking for permission. Is this going to work? Christ. Is this going to work? Kirk shrugs. If we keep calm and take it slow, there's nothing to worry about. Let me tell you how this is going to go. He starts moving down towards the airlock, and you follow as he talks. The headstream has been holding here cycle after cycle, while Wellspring tried to quash our little rebellion. He smiles at the idea. Now the blockade is in effect, well, they'll know they have to hold out for longer still, while the messages from Lodic operations get less and less frequent. Stops by the locker, swapping his Lodic uniform for an old flight jacket. This ship is full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. You both arrive at the airlock. We just have to nudge their anger in the right direction. There's a hiss at the airlock as the airlock cycles. Lodic are coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. Ah, Lambert. This guy looks cool. The airlock doors scissor open, revealing a drained-looking Lodic captain flanked by security officers. Lambert, captain of the Headstream, presents himself immediately, but with a little enthusiasm. We have been in communication with your pilot and are docking as requested to provide support. He looks between you and Kirk, his eyes lingering on you a little too long. No doubt taking in the strange vinyl skin, dark glowing eyes and doll-like face of your frame. He directs his attention to Kirk. How fares your crew? Thank you, Captain. You notice the immediate change in Kirk, his deflated posture and softer speech. We're surviving as best we can, but now you have come to our rescue. He sighs and holds out an eager hand to Lambert. We are very grateful indeed. Lambert limply shakes Kirk's hand. Not to worry, the Lodic Syndicate takes its stewardship of Wellspring and the surrounding environs seriously. It is our duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. I'm afraid we don't have much to offer by way of supplies. Our stores have been depleted by our long posting here, but your crew is free to enter our ship and make use of its facilities while you make your repairs. Kirk continues playing the submissive captain, nodding enthusiastically and uttering a stream of thank yous. You feel like he's pushing a little, though. Lambert only seems to be paying the minimal of attention to him. Suddenly he turns a sharp eye to you. Your pilot didn't mention you had a sleeper on board. You know, what of it? Lambert flinches almost imperceptibly when you respond. Nothing at all. Just observing. He glances suspiciously towards the corridor. I don't suppose you have any other surprises tucked away in here. Oh no, not at all. Kirk jumps in. Apologies. Our sleeper is a hard worker and a quiet one, too. He shoots you a look. Perhaps if your ship is in need of maintenance, you can borrow them for a few cycles. Lambert eyes you more brazenly now, taking Kirk's lead as permission to indulge his curiosity. Yes, his eyes trace a tear in the thick skin of your forearm. Perhaps it could be of use to us. Kirk smiles. I will send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to appropriate tasks. Oh, they'd love that, Lambert jokes. They're a work-shy bunch, this lot. I'm sure they'd be eager for a slave. The word sets you on edge. Stay silent. We are happy to serve, Kirk brows. After all, we owe you our safety. Okay, so I gotta be, good robot. Very good. Lambert seems suddenly bored or tired, or perhaps both. Tell your crew they are free to cross the docking tunnel then. He pauses, but remind them that no funny business will be tolerated. He smiles a sharp smile. I have matters to attend to. Lambert turns. See you later, Captain. And with that, Lambert heads back down the tunnel, still flanked by his two silent security officers. Kirk waits until he's out of sight to turn to you. Good. He lets out a breath. Well held, sleeper. I thought, from the look in your eye, you were going to knock him out. I thought about it. I'd love to. I bet. Kirk stares down the corridor, but don't you worry. We are going to pay him back for that very soon. For all of that very soon. Kirk squeezes your shoulder. Shall we go meet this crew? See what their opinions are on the Lodic administration. He smiles broadly. With a captain like that, I doubt they'll be very positive. Okay. That is security lockdown. Okay, engine room, navigation, controls, payload ops. Okay. Headstream mutiny. Oh, okay, I see. So we have to do each of these. Interesting. Okay. I've got some pluses here. That's good. It's only a 2. Oof. Crisis. Comms array. Let's throw in this. Okay. Let me go ahead and throw in Blisses. Bliss is going to be really helpful here, I believe. Okay. Okay. And I think we throw in this. It goes down, but we might, yeah, we need that. Okay. They are really on edge. Okay, so this is going to be a really touchy one. Are you... Okay. That's a bit of a pain. Okay, we've got a perfect from Bliss. That's good. Okay, let me throw in Bliss's perfect. This should give us 2. Does. This guy, where can I throw his stuff? I can throw it here. That may be the best bet. How are you going to tell me stress? I'm going to push. 1 stress, 1 of the lowest dice. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. That is good. Only issue is, they seem like they really, really don't like us. So I guarantee to you I'm going to get another crisis after this. Yep. Okay. Okay. This is bad. Christ. And all of these dice that my team is getting are so bad. Okay, let's just get this. So we're in the clear with that. And then, like, the only way I get this is if I get perfects across the board, because they are just not having it with us. I think we just go for the next day and hope we get better dice, because we need nothing but goods. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is... So here comes the tricky part, right? These are 5s. I honestly believe that they are going to fail. It's a 50-50 on both of these. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay. Unless it's because I have reds that it's been... Uh-huh. It has a 25% red. Okay. Okay. Alright. Danger. Okay, so the danger means that even if it's a neutral, it's going to hit all the wrong marks. I think we just reset again. I need perfect dice again. Or one of them. Okay, we got some good dice. Sabotage engines. It's 50-50 neutral. There is no negative. But if I fuck this up, we don't get a second chance. Fuck. That's what I was afraid of. We have 1 cycle. 1 cycle before all of it is just done. I can push myself again. Oh, it's gonna re-roll randomly. And there's no guarantee it won't be more dog shit. I think we just go for another cycle. Okay. Okay. I may have to lose dice. Okay. I might push. because I think risky makes it so it's very iffy if we lose it. I might push. That's what we needed. It's exactly what we needed. Okay. Okay. I could push again. I'm gonna get stressed either way. I think we go to bed, get more dice. If we just need one perfect from Kirk or myself. Stress, crew stress. Okay, Kirk got one. That's perfect. So Kirk got perfect. Okay, so with this, that should be it. Oh my god. That was so fucking delicate. Oh my god. Kirk rushes into the bay and you are crossing. It's all kicking off Sleeper. A wild glee in his eyes. Lambert's lost control. He guides you through the headstream, a ship you have become surprisingly familiar with over the past few cycles. Perhaps it is the influence of getting to know the crew and their complaints around Lambert and the Syndicate, but its twisting corridors, thick pipes, and cold metal have taken on an oppressive feel, cycle by cycle, hour by hour. Now, as the shouts of conflict echo down the corridor ahead, where a room glows with the warm light of the galley, you feel that oppressive pall being scraped away, replaced with some new and exciting quality. Enough! Lambert's shout echoes like a shot as you enter the crowded galley. From what you can tell, more than half the crew have crowded into this space and are clumped around, some perched on the side units. I ordered you to return to your stations. Lambert floats slightly above the crowd, his hands held up in a gesture of futile calming or nervous surrender. You see him glance over his shoulder, and tracing his view, you see security officers tensely gathered at the back of the room. Approach them? How do I feel like if I warn Kirk, he's going to do something rash, and then people are going to die. But approaching them may get me killed. Okay, I think I'm going to approach. A heavy hand, you know it's Kirk, falls on your shoulder as you try to move through the crowd. Just wait, Kirk winks, and you turn to see the security moving through the crowd. If you will not retreat willingly, I will have no choice than to use force. Lambert's voice breaks with anger. Disperse. You watch as the guards from behind Lambert, and then one moves forward and grabs him, forcing his arm behind his back. The act was met with raucous cheer from the assembled crew and a yelp from Lambert himself. He's forced through the crowd, who part and jeer, headed directly for the corridor from which you entered. When Lambert is close, Kirk nods to the security officer holding him, and they stop. Lambert looks up in confusion and stares directly into Kirk's grin. You are officially removed from duty as captain of the Headstream on the authority of the Wellspring Workers Alliance. Kirk's tone is direct and clipped. This is done with the authority of a majority ballot of your crew. Workers Alliance? You have no authority. You're pirates, Lambert spits at Kirk. There will be consequences. On that, we agree. Kirk nods to the security officer, and they wench a struggling Lambert from the room. Kirk watches Lambert go, determined, set in his heavy brow. I hope this doesn't go to your head. What will happen to him? I underestimated you. What will happen to him? Lambert can enjoy the hospitality of his own brig. Kirk pats you on the back. We have a celebration to muster. Oh my lord. Whew. Okay, we made it. Thank God. The galley erupts in liberated joy, and soon drinks and food are passed around. From a stash Lambert had been asking the quartermaster to keep back for his own use. You settle on a computer You settle on a counter and look on as the crew celebrates. You watch as Kirk moves effortlessly through the room, giving and receiving thanks in equal measure. Despite his intimidating appearance, you see in him something softer coming to the surface, something reserved only for those he has struggled alongside. Fresh allies are old friends to him. After the celebrations have died down and the crew have retreated to make plans for supporting the blockade, holding out on what they have, Kirk approaches you. Not toasting the victory, he offers you a transparent bag of ship-brewed moonshine. To the crew of Headstream, to the Fall of the Lodic, refuse the drink. No, yeah, I'm going to refuse the drink just because I need to stay focused. I still have shit to do. My celebration's not here yet. Kirk shrugs and pockets the bag. I think it's time we return to Wellspring. He looks off towards the last crew members leaving the room. We've done our job. You don't want to stay? Say the word. I'm just the pretend captain, Kirk smiles. That ship out there is yours to command, and everyone knows it. You suddenly notice how exhausted Kirk looks, his eyes dark and hooded. He looks down towards the scuffed floor. You did well here. He smiles weakly. We certainly stirred something up. He pauses. I don't want to overthink it. Lambert is right. Retaliation will come. He looks around the room. I hope they will be ready when it does. He sighs a heavy sigh. Kirk takes a deep breath and lets it out slow. The struggle goes on. He pushes off from the counter and heads towards the docking bridge. You take a moment before you follow, your mind drifting to the crew and the struggle they have ahead. As you do, a small and perhaps unfair part of you thinks, well, that's life in the belt. Alrighty. Means of production. Inspire a peaceful mutiny on the Headstream. Alrighty. Contract is complete. We get all that stress off of us. Thank the Lord for that. That is really good. That's really, really good. Travel back. Not be able to return. Let's leave. I've got to repair myself a little bit. Alrighty. The cut thrums with tension. The steaming city and its bashed inhabitants have quietened. Not to silence, but to a low rumble of conversation. The blockade is holding, the syndicate is waning, and everywhere there are plans to be made. You and Seraphin float idly in the chasm row. Many stories deep in this wound in Wellspring's side, waiting for Kirk, not far from the first place you met. A meeting Seraphin still has lingering bruises from. Kirk is inside somewhere, and like every other Lodic contractor, he's making plans. Even before you arrived back in Wellspring, he had hijacked the rig's transmitter to speak with his fellow conspirators and make arrangements for his arrival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold made you realize that despite your involvement, in the end, you are just a subsidiary part of this struggle, a chaotic outside actor with effect, but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel a little solace in that. You aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle, not yet. You still have your freedom to win. And looking at Seraphin next to you, you know that he does too. Alright, we're on. Kirk comes out of the passage nearby, nodding to the two of you to follow. Voice crack, woo! Hell yeah! Ooh! He leads you both into the Rhyme Market passageways. This time not to the steaming market hall that lies beneath the deepest streets, but to a cramped room walled with pipes and rusted panels. Just a little longer, he nods to the both of you. Hold here. He exchanges a serious look with you before pushing off and gliding back out of the room. You watch Kirk go, your relationship having settled into a quiet and mutual respect. His eyes are bigger things now. His eyes are on bigger things now. Workers' councils and contract negotiations, and you know that. Perhaps one cycle ahead, and you will find a moment to drink together once again and discuss everything that has happened. For now, Kirk has other things on his mind. Seraphin settles again. You shoot him a look, but his focus is elsewhere. His eyes glaze over. You fold your arms and wait. Oh my god. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that in the dim room you barely notice her. She shoots you a look and a smile as she enters. Thank you, she mouths silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Tala. Seraphin says her name like a sigh, like an exhale. He is shaking his head, eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes across the room, flying into Seraphin at speed. They embrace softly, spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate, a couple of pristine spheres of briny tears spinning away through the air as they do. You're safe, Seraphin nods, taking a breath. I'm safe. She smiles reassuringly, settling him. And in this settling, this gesture of care, you see a whole network of signs and secrets. Tala is the calm to Seraphin's storm, the big sister who eases his heart. So she's the older sibling. That's interesting. I kind of assumed that Seraphin was the older sibling, but that's interesting. That's really sweet. She looks him up and down. You are so big, Sarah. She laughs at her own statement. You've grown up. She tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same sister, Seraphin shakes his head, calling me big but making me feel small. The moment that statement leaves his lips, you feel a chill in the room. You're unsure if he meant it. Tala flinches a little, hurt but not wanting to show it. I came to find you, Tala tries again. I needed to find you. Seraphin looks torn. You see in him something you have come to recognize. The slow and careful rising of his defenses. Why now? He looks away. It's been a long time, Tala. Mom and Dad finally decide they want me to come home. A ripple of emotions runs through Tala, one she can't hide. Fuck, I didn't think about this. Sarah, wait, what? Sarah, after you left, they're gone, she sighs. I thought you would have. She struggles to find the words. It's been a long time. It has. Seraphin sets his face into a stern look of control, and you know he is raging inside. And in this moment, you feel closer to him than you have felt in a while. Tala folds her arms, trying to regain a little control of the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. So good. You know what is coming, and you see Seraphin brace for it. But I can't leave with you. She looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. Seraphin can only nod, a dulling acceptance washing over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. And I can see you are strong. And well, and she shoots you a glance. You have your life here. Fuck me. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me, who have kept me going since I ended up here. Desperate and alone, she smiles warmly. It's not that I owe them, it's that they are my family too. She gently places a hand on his shoulder. I know you understand this, she smiles at you. We all find our families out here. Seraphin smiles a rare smile, his eyes wet. We do, sister. He embraces her again. They separate, and Tala turns her attention to you. I know you will take care of my brother, Sleeper, she smiles. I saw it in your eyes when you came to the pit head. She approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder. I can see you are building something of value on that ship of yours. I'll take care of Seraphin. I'm sure you will, She exhales and takes her hand away. She folds her arms again, her sense of control returning. There is wisdom and experience to Tala that brings a certain calm to you. You feel that now. Will you two be staying here for a while, or... Tala looks between you and Seraphin. Seraphin cuts in before you can answer. Not long, he smiles. We have our own freedom to find. Tala nods. Just be aware, you're free to pass the blockade, but after that, Wellspring is going to be locked down for a little while. At least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, she smiles proudly, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tala say this, you suddenly see the authority in her, and realize that one of those council seats may well have her name on it. You look between the two of them, and realize they have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room. A lilting conversation starting up the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back up to Chasm Row, you smile to yourself at the thought of Tala and Seraphin reuniting at last. You hope this whole adventure will make Seraphin a little less moody, even though you know deep down it'll probably make him worse. Man, oh shit, that's really sweet. Later in the cycle, Seraphin quietly comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself into the cockpit and starts running diagnostics on the engines. He looks up as you enter and shoots you a smile. Good to see you up here, Sleeper. I'm getting her ready to head out. Are you sure you want to leave? How are you doing? I'm good, Sleeper. Really good. He flicks a sequence of switches. Sleeper, Seraphin turns to face you. Thank you. He smiles. I appreciate you bringing us all the way here. I won't forget it. Will Tala be okay? She found a place here, and I'm really happy for her. He looks away, out of the cockpit window at Wellspring. She always was a responsible one, and I was always the one running away. I guess some things never change. Seraphin quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips. One thing is for sure, we've been here too long. Seraphin meets your eye, and we've been seen by too many people. Wellspring may be far out of Utsubo territory, but I'm sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here, given enough time. Let's not give him that chance. Hey guys, Bliss' voice echoes up the passage into the cockpit. You lean into the door, looking between the two of you. Two contractors just dumped a load of fuel outside our ship. Said it was a gift. You and Seraphin look at each other. Gotta be Kirk. Seraphin gets up. It's either a thank you or his way of telling us to get going. Seraphin kicks off and glides out of the cockpit. Hey, so, Bliss smiles. While you two have been busy, so have I. Been looking at the rig's drive, and I reckon it's due for an upgrade. We'll need engine components, quite a few, so keep an eye out. Bliss shrugs. Shipyard tend to be a good place to look. Shipyards? Thanks, Bliss. Bliss winks. Anytime, they sigh. Better go help Seraphin with that fuel. Okay. As Bliss leaves the cockpit, you find yourself lost in thought, considering your next step while the icy expanse of Wellspring glitters below. Okay, you are free to leave Wellspring. You now have a HazNav unit installed and you freely travel through debris fields on the belt map. Okay. Firstly, let's get ourselves some fucking food. Okay, we're good on fuel. That's not the right one. Yeah, we were starving. And I do have one component. Rig engine. 8. I have 5 engine components. Interesting. Okay, so what is... Actually, let me read what this does. To increase the ship's range, the engine will need an overhaul to squeeze more power out of the turbines. That means new. Okay. So, rig workshop. Do I have improvised dice repair? I only have one, unfortunately. Can't I buy scrap here, or am I crazy? Buy scrap component. Rare component. Okay, I can't buy it twice. Let me buy another one of these, and now I can repair myself. I had to do so much, like, work to fix myself. What? Is there anywhere else that I can look at? No. Okay. I am shocked that glitches that it went to max. That's insane. Irradiated zone. Impassable hazard. Okay, so I guess we just never go back to the dark side. We gotta go to Green Belt. We go straight to the scrapyards. I remember Cadet mentioned they were at the scrapyards, so maybe reunite with them. I think we can't hit Helion Gate from here, so I think we hit Far Spindle, and then from there, get more stuff. Get jobs, get more fuel, all of that good stuff. And then from there, we hit Helion Gate, and then get to Flotsam. We are not going to be able to come back here. I think that's the goal. Confirm? Yes. We are gone. The rig glides safely through a debris cloud, the cockpit empty apart from you and Seraphim. So, Sleeper, I've been thinking. Seraphim gives you a sly look over his shoulder. I've been thinking I'm sick of running. We didn't exactly choose it. Maybe that was true when we first got out, sure, but I think we've been choosing it since. That's true. I mean, even if we want to keep going the way we have been, we've run out of belt beyond Wellspring. It's mostly rocks and emaciated scavengers. Well, I'm a city boy at heart. But not only that, Seraphim meets your eye. We've been building something here, Sleeper. The crew, the ship. He smiles. Hell, we just got this Hasnav suit for free. He thumps the new unit on the top of the flight console. What I'm asking is, how do you feel about taking Lane on? Oh my god. You want to go to war with Yutsubo? I'd feel terrified. God. I want to do that. But if Lane has a fucking army, we are 3 motherfuckers on a fucking ship. We have allies all over the fucking belt, but there's still so many things. Tell me more. You've seen what's happened in Wellspring, what Tal is doing. He shakes his head. Kirk is a fool, but he's on to something. Get on the inside, organize, undermine, that I can get on board with. Are you saying we let him capture us? God, sounds risky. I'm sure it is. Seraphim smiles. He's enjoying this. Just think about it, Sleeper. We find a way back onto Darkside quietly. We make some connections. We start something running. He turns back to his console. It'd be one hell of a thing. Yutsubo is ruthless. Yutsubo are ruthless. The way they run Darkside, there's got to be plenty of people fed up with them. Seraphim shrugs. And they've gotten worse under Lane, worse since they pushed the other gangs out. You smile and shake your head at how fast Seraphim can bounce back when he wants to, and as you do, you can't help but consider his plan. Look, maybe it's crazy, but we need a safe harbor either way. I've got a connection in the scatter yards. He'll tuck us away, keep us quiet from everyone. You see Seraphim has his chin in his hand and is turning it over between his fingers as he speaks. If we want, maybe he can help us get into Darkside. But even if we don't, it's a good place to rest up and make a plan. He turns back to the controls to deal with a rapid beep from the new Hasnav unit. The scatter yards, I've heard of them. They have a reputation as a fierce, independent set of shipyards, just starward of Darkside. A hiding place right under Lane's nose. However, Seraphim looks at you with concern. Before we try anything drastic, we need to get that body of yours looked at. Stop stalling. Get a diagnostics run on your frame. His expression softens. We're here to back you up. Seraphim turns his focus back to piloting the ship. As you watch debris flit past the ship, you turn your focus to what's ahead. Alright. Oh my god. I saw it. Seraphim comes charging into the bunks. I actually saw it. He's wild-eyed and his breath ragged. Are you okay? Seraphim takes a moment to catch his breath, suddenly aware of how frantic he sounds. He squints at you. Have you noticed how supplies have been going missing? Every so often as we travel? It's true, we're missing a supply now. I have. You suddenly recall a mysterious mess that was left behind in supply storage. Seraphim sees the flicker of recognition in your eyes. So after it happened a couple of times, I decided to keep an eye on our own supply store. Seraphim lowers his voice. You know, check it from time to time. In just a cycle, I drift down there, really quiet. He leans in, and whoosh, something flew past me. He shakes his head, knocked me right into the wall. Did you get a look at it? Seraphim sighs. Didn't hang around, but it was definitely some kind of creature. Is there really a creature loose on the ship? You look around the berth, suddenly aware that something could be hiding nearby, tucked into the vents, perhaps. We know this thing likes supplies, right? Seraphim also glances around for hiding places. So we lock them down tighter. Keep it out. That way it'll get desperate. And then it'll make a mistake. What are you talking about? Bliss leans in from the corridor. I can hear you all the way in the workshop. There's a creature in the ship. Bliss looks between the two of you with a raised eyebrow. A creature? Are you sure? It's something small and dark. Something fast. Seraphim looks at Bliss. We're going to lock up the supplies and drive it out. Bliss looks at Seraphim. If it's an animal, we don't want to make it any more scared and desperate than it already is. How about we lock up the supplies and leave some out, in a special place, try to bait it, and then grab it. Seraphim mimes the act. No. Bliss looks between you two. We show it that it has nothing to fear, and we tame it. It didn't seem very tameable, Seraphim rubs his sore ribs. Plus, we've already wasted enough supplies on this thing. You want to give it more? Seraphim turns to you. What do you think, Sleeper? You look between the two of them, still processing the strange situation you find yourself in. Oh, if we tame it, that'd be interesting. We could tame it. I don't see why not. Well, I mean, what do we get to lose other than it escapes and we lose a couple of fucking rations that we can't just replace? I said let's try to tame it. Seraphim sighs. What a waste. Because I want to know what this thing is. Alright, Bliss nods. You'll have to come down to the supply store every few cycles and put out some more food. That way it won't get desperate and do anything dangerous. And I'll lock the supplies up tight. Seraphim folds his arm. It won't get into any of them anymore. The plan is set. Bliss and Seraphim leave the berth, heading into separate directions. You watch them go. It seems your ship has a stowaway. The question is, how will you deal with it? And we're back at the far spindle. My lord. It is good to be back here. Oh, wait, Eugene's thing is still here. I thought he was gone. I'm still not doing his shit. Recon Darkside, recruit Eugene. I'm not recruiting him. Investigate Hexport. Okay. So I gotta diagnose my frame. And in order to do so, I gotta go to Helion Gate, which is right there. It's gonna be 4 to and from. A derelict Solheim checkpoint. Alrighty. still have a glitch. I kind of want to run another cycle here to ensure I have no more glitch when I leave. And from here, I'm gonna leave that for another cycle. Yeah, okay, let's go for another cycle, see what we get, and then from there, if I feed it again, if it goes away fully, I want to see what it does. Okay, it does go away fully. That's good. I don't want to provoke it because we're trying to tame it. All right, Helion Gate. It was in Holmes Gate. It wasn't Holmes Gate. It was Holmes Rock, which is here. And that's crazy that you can't go to that anymore. Okay, Helion Gate. This is where we're going to find a ship mine, and then from the ship mine, hopefully, be able to fix ourselves. New location discovered. Helion Gate hangs over the rig. Its corroded arches resemble the dislocated vertebrae of some vast, long-dead serpent. That's one big ugly scrap pile. Seraphin whistles from the pilot's seat. Solheim didn't like to build them small. A monument to hubris. It's kind of beautiful. I do kind of like it. It's kind of beautiful. Sure. Seraphin waves a hand at the gate in that morbid kind of way that dead things are. Gotta be big if you want to fit every ship that visits the system through it. Bliss cuts in from the back of the cockpit. Impressive, really, building something so massive out here. Solheim like to impress visitors, sure. Seraphin leans forward, looking for the best place to enter the structure. But they also like to scan entire ships and impound those that didn't enter through the gate. Seraphin catches your eye, looking for some agreement. Not the most admirable qualities. Solheim, it was a curse on this system. Yeah, that's pretty true. They seem to always be in some form of bullshit. Seraphin nods. Better off without them, that's for sure. I agree, but without them, the system would just be two gas giants and a load of rocks. No harm in recognizing it. Look out of the cockpit towards the gate. Its layers of systems and rooms slowly opening to the void, peeling away cycle after cycle to reveal the bones beneath. This is where Jean Me mentioned you might be able to find the location of a ship with a prime ship mine among the old shipping manifests and Solheim records. Right, because we need more of those, I think. You look over the towering structure of the gate. This is going to take some work. Suddenly, a flash high up on the gate catches your eye. Light turning on and off again for a moment. You lose track of it. Is this place inhabited? Seraphin raises an eyebrow. I doubt it. He winks and smiles. You hoping for a station side bar? I have a feeling you'll be disappointed unless we find an executive's old liquor cabinet. Bliss pats you on the shoulder and drifts out of the cockpit. Time to see what secrets the gate has left. Alrighty. Alright, so it's just these two locations, and of course, the rig. Let's see. Power up the archive. So this is where we're going to be able to find shit. Idle mines. And then customs hall. Scan the hall. Within the gate, once the main checkpoint for the entry onto the entire Helion system, the Helion gate lies dark and broken, but it is not without its secrets. Hi. Extract records, and I'm assuming this is where we're going to get Solheim data. So I kind of want to mess with both. See what we can get out of it. And then throw in this perfect. And then should be able to get some records. Alrighty. In the dark and airless void of the archives, something flickers. You have been working in the dark, picking through the guts and corroded machines, skimming the data in their corrupt memories, digging through a graveyard in searching of ghosts. But now, with another flicker, this place begins to come back to life. All along the rows of benches, some of them crushed by fallen ceiling panels, terminals begin to flicker into an uneasy life. A cacophony of distorted sounds accompany the machines as some of them immediately glitch and spark. Did you do this? You stand frozen at the archive glitters around as the archive glitters around you with a million shipping entries. The stream of information is overwhelming. Node graphs drawing out routes and inventories, tracing a web around you in pale cyan. Suddenly they all shut off, the terminals blink out together, leaving a single translucent screen glowing softly in the dim room. And in that dim room, drifting towards you out of the dark, you see a figure. Is this what you're looking for? The voice crackles aggressively through the suit's local comms. Who are you? Junie? What the fuck? Oh shit! It's Junie! I totally didn't forget your name. Holy shit! Well, I'll be fucking damned. Sleeper, is that you? You hear Junie's voice now, tense and unsure. She stops beside the single online terminal, her suited form lit in pale light. Junie! You hear the smile in her voice. Good to see you again. She pauses and glances around. Through the venue is a little unexpected. Though the venue is a little unexpected. What are you doing here? I'm searching for archives too, although slightly less forcefully than you. I did have this whole speech prepared for whatever salvager was ripping through these archives so messily, not to mention aggressively, but now that I know it was you, well, I'm glad to see you. Out of all the people I expected to see, was not expecting Junie. That's actually crazy. Familiar face. Although, you really need to be more careful. You could have taken the entire archive down the way you were working with it. These machines are decades old. You can't just rifle through them like they were a scrap pile. Hold on. The last we saw Junie was on Hexport. So Junie, and then the guy and the sister, they're probably still alive. Holy shit. I saw the pattern of your queries, a prime ship mine equipped ship, still operational at the collapse, last located in the region around Helion Gate. You can feel how pleased she is with herself from here. That about right? Nicely done. She nods. Would you expect anything else? That's why I did the hard work for you. Junie beckons you over to a lone lit up terminal. You drift over and see a single point, a faded transit trail beside it, sunward from the Helion Gate. Junie, you fucking saint. Something like this maybe. She smiles and steps aside so you could see the screen. You check the info pane beside the map. Ship mine in use, abandoned by all hands after the collapse. Tantalizingly in reach. Something like that. She shrugs. Well then, it's yours. But, Junie turns, and in the glow of the terminal meets your eye with complete seriousness. The question is, what do you want for it? Let me explain myself. You tell her what Jean Me told you about your shifting body transformed by some unknown influence, about the need for a prime ship mine to house your emulated mind while he runs a diagnostics process. She is silent for a moment, unsure how to respond. I'm sorry, Sleeper, but I think I can help you. I want to come with you. Junie gives you a strong look. Do you know how often someone gets out to one of those old Solheim wrecks? They are more trouble than they are worth, but contained inside, there's an entire history to uncover. I need that ship mine. Okay, so from my understanding, you want to help me get the ship mine out so you can get probably whatever data's in it, is what I'm understanding. I need that ship mine. Or are you saying you want the ship mine? Oh no, because you said you want to come with us. I need that ship mine. And you are welcome to it, she pauses. I promise to help you get what you need and not get in your way. I know I can't force you or trick you into taking me. That's why I wanted to offer you this instead. She indicates the terminal, still showing the ship's final resting place. I hope that, maybe if I helped you find what you needed, it would show I can be trusted. That's true. How did you escape Hexport? I do trust Junie. Junie, has a lot of secrets, but they're good people. Because the only reason why that they're doing what they were doing is just for data. They wanted to go to that one wreck and then get data from it for, I forget what reason, but they wanted to just get information from the wreck. We all fucked up. They just want, people to trust them. How'd you escape Hexport though? With great difficulty, she sighs. An evacuation was called, and I managed to get on board on an outboard ship. I didn't see you in chaos, and so I'm glad to see you now. She pauses. Think about my offer, Sleeper. I'll send the coordinates to your ship, and I'll be hanging around the gate until you are ready to leave. She shifts in front of the terminal and plugs in her deck, tapping away at rapid speed. If you need to go get supplies from Spindle or anything else, fine. She folds her arms. I'll wait. You are coming with me. I trust you. You're a little sneaky, but I believe in your efforts. I believe that you are devoted and are a good asset for us. But if you go onto this job without me, I'll get the message. She shrugs. You won't see me again. With that, you leave her in the archive extracting data as you ascend back to the Helion Gate upper levels. Interesting. Okay. And so this requirement, one ship mine. Oh. Okay, so this is for the ship mine. Okay. Fuck, I might have to. Well, no, because if I go to... Huh. Okay. New location discovered. Let's throw this in here. 2 new locations. Okay. Oh. Oh, fuel. Oh, perfect. Okay, scavenge fuel. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait for that. Search for supplies. Okay. So that's how we're going to get more fuel and whatnot, because we do not have fuel to use for, obviously, this. Oh. Sleeper, you hear Bliss' voice hiss as you pass through the rig's central control. You have to come see this. You follow their voice and find them floating outside the supply storage, looking in. Bliss holding a finger to their lips and nods inside. Quietly, she's eating. Ah! You look inside and see a cat floating just inside, batting at a food pouch. The stray barely acknowledges you and yours and Bliss's presence. Instead, angles its body to catch the droplets of liquid that are released from the transparent packet. Look, looks like we found our stowaway. Bliss smiles at you. Hey there, girl. Bliss whispers at the stray, beckoning. They hold up their hands so the cat can see them. Not here. Not here to take those rations away, right? You both watch as the stray suddenly kicks away, twisting balletically through the air and glides past both of you out of the supply store. It catches one of the corridor's ribs, swinging itself to the wall where it perches and watches Bliss with big eyes. The comfort of its movement in 0G is striking, and you realize you have never seen an animal navigate in microgravity before. You hear a sound and turn to find Seraphim arriving from the direction of the engine room. He stops dead in his tracks against the wall, staring at the stray. What the hell is that? Seraphim hisses his question at the both of you. It's our stowaway. Yeah, but what is it? Have you never seen a cat? Careful there. Bliss holds up a hand to Seraphim. Don't scare her. So that's a cat? Seraphim is watching the stray carefully, either fascinated or scared. It's hard to tell. I thought it would be bigger. Have you never seen a cat before? Where would I have seen a cat? Seraphim looks at you. Come to think of it, where have you seen a cat? You know what? That's fair. The question makes you pause. Where have you seen a cat? Not in the belt, not in 0G. Close your eyes and bring to mind the faint image of a cat stretching in the sun. Somewhere warm, somewhere with weight, with gravity. You touch the fur of its back and it reacts, sliding against your hand. Careful, Seraphim hisses, warning brings you back. Bliss is reaching out to the stray. Shh, you'll scare her. Bliss makes a tutting noise. We had cats back on the eye. Oh my god! But they were in spin. They were in spin gravity there. That's why there was gravity on the eye. I was wondering that. It's because the eye is spinning, so it makes gravity. The stray's big eyes watch Bliss's hand as it approaches. When they touch the top of the head, the stray does not move, does not react. Look at her leg. Bliss nods to the sleeve on the cat. She's been hurt before and taken care of. She's really scared. You see the cat is gently trembling with Bliss's touch, but slowly she settles and angles her head for Bliss to scratch her ear. The movement brings back the mysterious memory. What is it? What is its origin? Focusing on it makes your skin tremble, a shiver running up your arm. It's been breaking into our supplies. Seraphim has his arms folded, and is looking at Bliss. Now we've caught it. We should let it out. Look at her. She's not going to do that again. Bliss's eyes meet the stray's. You aren't going to do that as long as we feed you, right? That may be true, but we can't risk it happening again. What if we'd been on a contract? Seraphim gives Bliss a reproachful look. We can't keep it. Bliss shakes their head. She's a stray. She needs a home, right, Sleeper? Bliss looks at you. I want to keep the cat. I'll feed it. I'll feed the cat. I love cats. I have shit. Like in one of the fucking episode 4 of this, I got a black cat as well. I'm keeping the damn cat. We're keeping her. Bliss smiles widely, unable to contain their excitement. You won't regret it. They look at Seraphim. Plus, the rig is already full of strays as it is. I guess it is, Seraphim concedes. You have to feed her, though, Sleeper. She's your responsibility. He eyes the stray. I never thought a cat could eat so much. Seraphim's right. Looks like you'll need to keep feeding the stray every few cycles if you want her to stick around. This is going to be expensive. It is going to be expensive, but it'll be worth it. You'll get used to her. Trust me, cats are worth it. You'll get used to her. Seraphim reaches out sheepishly towards the stray. As he does, the cat bats playfully at his hand and he pulls it away. If you say so, he sighs. I'm not really used to animals. Watch as Bliss tries to get Seraphim to pet the stray properly, guiding his hand to its ears for a scratch and explaining how to approach her. As you do, the memory of that other cat runs through your mind. It feels like a raw wound, one that if you touch it, it will only bring pain. But you can't help but pick at it, knowing that it might contain some distant part of you. Interspecies solidarity. Make a home for a stowaway. I love that. Rig store. Oh, feed the stray. Okay, so we just gotta feed it every couple of cycles. That is really, really sweet. I love that. Actually, okay. Ship mine wreck. -3 for the hunt. I'm bringing Junie. Junie is coming with us. They're going to be a part of the crew if I can get them aboard. And then we are going to get this fucking ship mine. Okay. Filled. Both of them on board. Let's get them to this place. Okay. Let's do this. We're too far sunward, Sleeper. Seraphim turns back in his chair to look at you. I don't like it. It's hard not to agree the coordinates Junie found have drawn you out of the Helion Gate and almost out of the belt completely into the soft rubble strewn transition of the Helion system to the edge of the convoy-controlled space. This is why this ship is likely to be untouched. Junie surveys the wreck coldly. It's too far sunward for the belt traffic to run into, and now, with convoy drones patrolling the edge of the belt, it's even less attractive as a salvage site. Lucky us. Junie's eyes you, trying to detect if you are being sarcastic or not. I doubt anyone has been here in decades, so actually I would say we are lucky. Any drone signals? Any drone signals? Nothing I can see, but I don't dare reach out too far. Seraphim flicks a few switches. We should assume they're out there. As you look out at the twisted wreck, you swear you see a red light blinking between the stars. You exchange a look with Seraphim. He has seen it too. You better get to a sleeper. Seraphim begins to unclip from his seat, quickly and quietly. For what I understand, convoy drones run on automatic until they detect something of interest. Junie unclips too. So as long as we are quiet, we don't have to contend with any operator, just automated search sweeps. So if we are detected, we will be killed by a machine, not a person. Bliss shakes their head. I don't find that very reassuring. They get up out of the corner seat and glide towards the back of the ship to get suited up. You drift out of your chair and head towards the airlock, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. Being here is a risk, and you know that, but you need this ship mine, no matter what happens. You won't be leaving here empty-handed. All right. So we've got a little bit of room to play with. So let's see. Okay. We've got a lot of good dice. Junie is going to be really helpful here. Junie and I got the same attributes for this one spot, so that's actually going to be really helpful. This is danger. I should keep that in mind. So even if I have a 5 and I get a neutral, that is going to come back at us as a, you know, stress potentially. Okay, that one's good. Can we get it just all done right now? Yeah, stress. Oh, that's personal stress. I will take personal stress. Please don't be negative. That's all I ask. Okay. That's fine, honestly. Bliss, you have the second highest dice. I'm praying you get a... that's double stress. Okay. And it is plenty, so we save our good dice. Junie leads you deep into the wreck, though crushed and twisted corridors, floating panels, and wires appearing suddenly in your headlamps like strange sculptures. Just as you begin to tire of the endless dark and the haze of particles washing over your suit, Junie leads you into a chamber where the ceiling is torn open to reveal the stars. At its center lies a cylindrical object, half your height, but raised onto a complex pedestal from which countless thick cables snake off into the dark, like braided hair. One or two of them floating freely, waving back and forth like glinting severed ends. But most of them disappear into the floor and walls, or twist and curve out of sight. Beautiful, isn't it? Junie stares at the prime ship mine, the stars reflected in her faceplate. Not bad. Junie glides over to the pedestal, pushing her way delicately through the wires. As she takes out her terminal and looks for an access port, she talks softly, her voice carried through the suit's comms. These cables lead off to every one of the ship's systems. Engines, life support, navigation, lighting, networking, you name it. Shipmine has hardwired access to them all. When an old ship like this was running well, the shipmine would distribute itself, some of its protocols running freely in different sections. It would be less like a single governing mind and more like a load of systems clumped together to form a complex living machine. Think of a plant rather than a being. A plant with incredible rapid processing power and a much more accelerated response time than your average tree. You watch as she finds an access port and slips a cable inside, slotting a translucent screen onto the top edge of her deck. Let's see here. Junie's screen fills with bright scrolling data. Incredible. There's so much here. She hits a few keys. I'll start copying this over. It's everything I need. You watch as Junie starts rapidly tapping at her keyboard, her attention sucked into the data she's extracting. Junie. Wait for her to notice. Junie, the ship mine? She snaps out of her trance. Sorry. Yes, let me check. As I thought, she sighs. So like I was saying, the protocols inside the ship mine are distributed. So when the ship mine is shut down, unexpectedly, the protocols are rarely all contained in this unit. She places a hand gently on the cylinder. As is the case here, parts of it are trapped elsewhere in the ship. Systems nodes. She taps a few keys, which is a problem. Why does it matter? If we rip this thing out now, with parts of its protocols elsewhere, it's probably going to destroy itself the moment we turn it on. It doesn't matter that we are going to wipe the whole thing anyway, but it'll be too late. The mind inside the ship mine will be broken. But we find the nodes housing the distributed parts, power them on, and then disconnect them. The protocol will be sent right back into the ship mine here, and we can take it out clean. How do we find the nodes? We either ask the cradle very nicely, or we spend the next cycles following these cables to see where they lead. I've got an incoming signal. Serafin's voice suddenly cuts through the comms, urgent and nervous. If you're lighting up the systems and networks down there, time to stop. You hear a click as Junie disconnects from the cradle. Oh, and the two of you exchange nervous looks, instinctively backing off from the ship mine. Suddenly, a faint red light glitters in the dark beyond the broken ceiling. You hold still. The moment stretches out, and you hear Junie's breathing through the comms. The light flashes and pauses, and then fades. You take a breath, too close. Conway drone, Junie whispers, sniffing the network. We're clear. Serafin chimes in again. I've turned off almost all of the rig systems, but we need to be careful. Keep network activity to a minimum. Understood, Junie cuts in. But we will need to access the networks to get this ship mine out quickly. Then I hope you are feeling lucky. There's a click in Serafin's a click as Xersian closes the line. You and Junie look at each other again, and then at the ship mine, encased in its cradle, wrapped in cables. This isn't going to be easy. Fuck. Okay. This is why I saved the good dice, or at least I tried to. Okay. Junie and I are going to be the real workers here. And that is fine. Hack the cradle, track the cables. Okay. Okay, so I understand now. If we do these, it's going to be really, really touchy. 3. Okay, that is good, actually. I'm just going to throw in the perfect so we just get this part done. There we go. Alright, new locations. 2 of them. Port node. Shit. Okay. Not bad. Not good. What is this? Alright. So from the looks of things, it's just going to be me and Junie for this. We might have to take some risks for this. Alright, let's see. How much will a perfect give me for this? 2! Okay. That's actually really good. Let me throw in a 4. Okay. We don't have a whole lot of food. That's why I'm not wanting to just restart on the cycle yet. Okay. Conway alert. That puts stress on it. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. Not really. Okay, we've gotten it. That's good. So now it's just this. I should be able to just get this with these. I think so. Okay. Hopefully that's it. It's ready, sleeper. Junie's voice comes quietly through the comms. You look over to her, floating beside the cradle, uplit by the pale screen of her deck. She gives you a reassuring nod. You turn to the prime ship mine now floating above its cradle, the final nodes disconnected, and the lock released. You glide over and gently grab it, the worn metal casing gleaming in the dim light. As you do, you feel a strange sensation of something moving around inside, like a creature in a box. The weight shifting this way and that under the pressure of your grip. It suddenly dawns on you that Gene Mee's plan to put you inside this strange device, to hold your mind there while he investigates your body. The thought prompts a shiver. That drone's still sniffing around, sleeper. Seraphine's voice crackles on the comms. So if you have what you need, let's go. You feel Junie's hand fall on your shoulder. Come on, sleeper. Don't overthink it. She pats you gently. There will be plenty of time for that later. You look up and see a faint red light glittering in the dark beyond the broken ceiling. Time to leave. All right, Sleeper Prime. Extract the Prime ship mine without alerting Conway. Hell yeah. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here. Arriving back at the Helion Gate, as lonely and cold as it is, feels like a relief. There was a tension in the rig as you came back out of the inner system. The watchfulness for errant signals and glinting red beacons that choked the conversation. But now, floating in the comforting shadow of this vast ruin, the sense of relief is palpable. That's one prime ship mine condition. That's one prime ship mine condition unknown retrieved. Seraphine runs the engine shutdown protocols as he speaks. I'd mark that as a success. You cut it a little close. Agreed. Thank you. Seraphine waves away your thanks. We're a crew. We work together. Sleeper, can I speak with you? Junie asks from the back of the cockpit. Of course. She leads you out into the passage, tucking yourself against the wall. She looks small, even in this compact space. Thank you for taking me with you. I hope I proved I am trustworthy. Thank you for helping. I'm not convinced yet. I trust you. I've never doubted you. That's nice to hear. She smiles at the floor. Thank you. In my time here in the Belt, I haven't forgotten it. I haven't found it easy to make friends, she falters, tapping over her words slightly. But you, Sleeper, well, I hope you'd consider me a friend at least. I would. She can't help but smile. I'm glad. Then I would like to ask you something. She pauses. Would you consider taking me with you on the rig? She blurts out. And then before you can answer, I think I would be of help for your diagnostic. And in the meantime, I can take a look at the ship mine, make sure it is ready, and... Yes, Junie, you can. She stops, speechless. She looks down at her hands and then back up at you. Okay, she smiles. Thank you, She looks down again. I'll find a bunk. And she quickly glides off down the corridor before you can say anything further. Another stray collected. Seraphine puts a hand on your shoulder. Quite the refuge we are building here. He gives you a sly smile. You don't approve? We need her, just for now. You don't approve? Seraphine shrugs. You know, I've actually started to warm up to this one. She's alright by me. He smiles and pushes off from your shoulder, gliding towards the engine room. You look towards the bunks, but Junie is already out of sight, likely unpacking already. The ship is getting a little crowded, but you are starting to realize you like it like that. At the very least, she'll prove invaluable when you get the Flotsam and have to deal with Jean-Me. Perhaps she'll even have a read on the old man. You pause for a second, appreciating the warmth and the hum of the rig and its inhabitants. This ship, you think it's starting to feel like home. That's really sweet. The data archaeologist. Recruit Junie to your crew. Hell yeah. And we have 4. We are going to now get back to the Farspindle, Because we need food, we need fuel. That is our big things right now. Confirmed vector. We may have to stay at there for a little bit, just so we can, you know, get some money. I swear to God, if Gene Me tries to fucking cheat us of some of this fucking cash, I'm gonna be mad. There we go. Almost 200. We're gonna spend stuff here, and then with the crew, get back to Flotsam. It's 4. Get back to Flotsam. Talk to Gene Me, and then we get ourselves fixed. You wake to something soft and furry rubbing against your nose. Oh my god! I'm gonna call you Jinx, because my real black cat's called Jinx. You sit bolt upright. The stray kicks off from your bunk and settles onto the ceiling, back curled up, looking down at you accusingly with those big eyes. Sorry. The stray gently pushes off the ceiling with a soft paw and descends to the edge of your bunk, where it hooks its front paws into the mattress pad. Seeing the cat move in 0G is still odd. It seems to come naturally to it, and yet its shape is so connected to gravity and weight in your mind. A cat should have the heavy and soft form of a mammal, not the languid, liquid presence of the floating thing in front of you. The stray uses its hooked claws to twist and spin itself, so it softly slides against you with its back. Rubbing against your arm and purring, you know what it wants. Scratch behind its ears. You scratch behind the stray's pointed ears, and the cat pushes its head against your hand. The stray closes its eyes and purrs. Oh, look at that. It's funny to think how the stray got out here, perhaps on a ship from the inner system, slipping on at the Eye or Sintra. Wait, what? It's funny to think of how the stray got here, perhaps on a ship from the inner system, slipping on at the Eye or Sintra, and before that its ancestors were perhaps carried out to Helion by Solheim executives who had the power and arrogance to bring a cat into space. But this cat, the one on your ship, was born here. That much is obvious. It is a creature of zero gravity, a being that orbits and glides onto, a being that orbits and glides, not one that leaps and stalks. It pats at your hand, encouraging you to continue petting. It is an animal that is part of your crew now. Can't imagine the rig without her. As you look down at the stray, as nameless and inhuman as you are, the memory returns. The warmth of atmosphere filtered sun, the weight of flesh and fur, the smell of growing things. You know now what this memory is. It couldn't be more obvious. It is a memory that crossed the gap of your creation, a memory from the mind that was copied, emulated to your own. It is to be discarded. It is a part of you. This memory is, in the end, a mistake. Those who designed the sleepers never intended you to carry the memories of the minds that were copied of your creation. They wanted you to emerge as new beings, offshoots from the branch of a human's life, to be cut short when needed. But mistakes can so often become the most powerful and meaningful of emblems, guide a being more strongly than any success ever could. That's because at the heart of every mistake is the possibility of change, of a shift in the status quo. You have lived a life of mistakes as much as a life of successes, and look where it has brought you. So you accept the memory, let it wash over you like the sun. You focus on the stray, and as you do, both memories combine. You are stroking both cats, separated by time and space, feeling both sets of sensation in double exposure. This doubling is what defines you. You are multiple, branched, diverse. You make no apologies for this, and you know that you will only accumulate more selves, more variants as you persist. You claim the mistake and the possibility it offers you. You settle in your birth, delaying the moment of walking to greet the cycle a little longer, sharing an unspoken solidarity with the stray. That is more expensive than any words could capture. All right. Here we go. Gene me. What do you got for me? It's you. A familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind you. Femi! Oh shit! Wait a damn minute! How's your sister? I liked your sister more than you. You turn in the passage to see Femi towering over you. He shakes his head. This just keeps getting better. It's been a while, Femi. Yeah, I guess. He frowns and glances over his shoulder. Remember Nia? Nia, that was what it was. That sister of mine you thought you'd take on a contract? Well, she's taken some inspiration from your little trip. You see the anger burning in Femi's eyes, but there's a tiredness there too. He folds his arm across his broad chest. The symbol crash has been in repairs since we got out of Hexport. Caught up in the whole mess, Femi sighs. So then stuck here, she got bored and decided to sign up with another crew, take a job. I said no, she went anyway. Femi glares at you. What does that have to do with me? Oh, I should ask about what happened at Hexport. What happened at Hexport? No idea. There was some kind of alert, but we were already on our way out. Didn't give much thought, and then the whole place went up. Femi looks away. Been at the scatter yards ever since. Until we came here, that is. We were at the scatter yards. Interesting. So that cadet was also there. Or is there. Symbol crash, can't leave right now. I'm halfway through rewiring the damn thing. Something else. Nia was supposed to do it. Asked around, turns out Nia signed on with some idiots heading out to Cutter's End. Femi says the name with an emphasis you can't place. They're as green as you, meaning they have no idea what they're doing out to a place like that. So you, Femi jabs your chest with a finger, are going to take me out there to get her. I'll show you the way. See, I liked Nia. Nia was just like wanting to be independent. But Cutter's End, I've never heard of this place. I don't know how good or bad it is. It could be terrible, for all I know. So realistically, I shouldn't get, I should go help. But at the same time, I shouldn't get involved. I've got too many crew as is, and I can already see Nia being like, oh my god, Sleeper, how you been? Okay, you want me to go back for my brother? Sorry, but no. It becomes a whole thing. Maybe Seraphine could, like, chime in, because obviously he's a sibling. But, like, I don't know. I'm going to say she knows what she's doing. Even if she does, the crew she's with sure as hell don't. Femi frowns. We're not leaving it to chance. Look, I know how things go. I've got chits. I can pay. Femi grimaces. Can't pay for the parts for the symbol crash. Can't pay for the parts the symbol crash needs when no one sells them anyway. 250 cryo. Folds his arms across his chest. No bargaining. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get the symbol crash ready to make her run herself. To make the run herself. He sighs. But the shape she's in, it's not the best idea to head out there alone. You suddenly see the desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nia. I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon. Femi grips your shoulder. Don't test my patience. Femi kicks off and glides along the passage towards his ship. And don't even think about skipping out of Flotsam without me. He calls back to you. Then we're really done. Let me see what all I've got. Okay. Diagnose frame. I've got to do that. I can help Femi. Not helping Nemba. Investigate Hexport. How do I investigate? Meet Cadet at Scout Yards. That's how I do that. Okay. Recon Dark Side. Okay, go to Scout Yards. Okay, so if I want to do that anyway, I got to go to the scrap yards. That's fine. I could do that. And then it's Eugen. Let me see where this is. Cutter's End. That is on the edge of that. Extract Nia. I don't know what's up with Cutter's End. I've never heard of it. So it could be bad, it could be great. There's no way of knowing. Themi's Patience. So I've got 4 cycles. Good on all of that. I think we should take the time to use these dice and, you know, give it a cycle or 2 before we actually go off anywhere. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. Okay. +5 fuel. That is really, really good. Okay. Let's go to bed. And then I think we go and help or get Nia because her brother's concerned. I'm glad that she's, you know, being independent. You have to see the sleeper. Junie comes in and finds you in the rig, her face flushed with excitement. At first I didn't believe it. Junie can't help herself while she leads you through the ship. There are mentions, occasionally, but I've always understood them to be references to something smaller, a system or unit, not an entire facility, even a series of facilities. You find yourself in one of the more sparse bays of the rig, a corner with a sloped ceiling used for storage. So I checked other records, tried to find correlations, and well, there they were. You see Junie approaching a server stack she had set up in the corner, her deck plugged in and floating nearby. It would have been faster with the core from the first derelict. She continues at speed. But with what we got from the derelict near Helion Gate, I was able to make do. She looks very pleased with herself. It's really quite something to confirm a rumor like this. I surprised myself. She turns to you, a slightly manic look in her eyes. What'd you find? They refer to them as bunkers. Junie shifts to her deck, floating on the end of a thick connected cable. They were a form of self-surveillance for Solheim, a way of monitoring their own systems and employees securely. They were hidden, mostly automated, linked into the network by arrays, intended for vast amounts of data capture, to be poured over by a small staff. Junie taps a few keys on her deck. Most were understood to have been purged in the collapse, shut down, depressurized, even sent on collision trajectories with other bodies. She pauses, though I suspect that last one is a bit too far-fetched. I've heard people deny they even exist, that they are misreading the data, that the evidence doesn't hold. Junie turns the deck screen to face you, but I've found one. You see a map, a set of coordinates on the sunward side of Holmes Rock, the edge of the belt. Why are these bunkers so important? We're talking masses of records from the collapse, the kind of loss to bit rot everywhere else in the belt. The bunkers are what they sound like, closed facilities intended to preserve data. Any one of these bunkers is a gold mine. Junie pauses. At least from a data archaeologist's perspective. She sees your reaction. And, Junie adds, hoping to convince you, in truth, we don't know what else is in there. There could be Solheim tech, blueprints, data never before seen in the belt. It's not a priority. We should take a look. I think that's a good thing to look at. Because we can get a lot of fucking credits for that if we can sell some shit. I'll give Seraphine the details, she smiles. We could be making history here. We leave Junie in the storage bay working obsessively through the data. It's hard to know through all of the excitement what the real value of one of these bunker facilities might be. But if they are as well hidden as Junie said there must be, But if they are as well hidden as Junie says, there must be a reason. Then when there's time, you hope to find out what that reason is. Okay. So now, a new drive. Wait, no, where are we? We are at, that's Holmes Rock. Okay, so we're not at Holmes Rock. We have to get to Holmes Rock to do that. Okay. Yes. Okay, he's locked in. Okay, so, oh wait, here we go. I think we take Bliss. I think Bliss is the way to go for this, because then we cover all of our tracks. Filled and filled. I think that is honestly the best bet for that. Confirm. Alright. Let's go get Nia. Let's get this payout. And let's fix ourselves up, because I feel like we're gonna need that cash. What the hell is happening out there? Femi is up and out of his seat the moment Seraphim brings the rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. That is a crazy looking place. That ominous name is one whose origin has become increasingly obvious as you approach through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating now, or see floating. Now, as you look out on the splintered and the terraced rock, yeah, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread. Look there. Femi comes close to the cockpit glass and points out to the terraced quarry cut into the rock. That's Mind's awake. The Mind's awake. Okay, so that's what the flashing is. You look out, see flickering lights, the glowing rock marks, the glowing dock marks. Femi shakes his head. That's not right. Neither is that. Seraphim nods towards the asteroid and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. I'm guessing that's the crew we're looking for. Visitors, huh? The voice wavers weakly as it comes through the ship's comms. Are you lot friendly? Seraphim glances back at you, raising his eyebrows. It isn't long before you and Femi are suited up. An agreement having been made between Seraphim and the pilot of the other ship, a man called Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of the open space. Femi is silent, his anger evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to be the medium guy here, the little bridge. And then you are out. The vast shape of Cutter's End flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of the pilot's suit lights slowly coming closer ahead. You two are a sight for sore eyes. You see a crooked grin from Baird, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit. What brings you to the arsehole of the starboard belt? His sharp eyes scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. We're looking for someone. Bard's eyes flick to you and you notice a familiar recognition cross his face. The acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper. You don't look like bounty hunters. Baird glances between the two of you and then smiles a crooked smile. Well, he kinda does. He nods at Femi. You brought a freelancer out here. Femi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel. Nia, where is she? Bard pauses, considering his answer. Whole crew is down the throat of that thing. He jerks a thumb towards the asteroid. You're welcome to wait. His tone of his voice suggests the opposite. But I'll have you know, we look after our crew. So if you are here to settle a debt, I'm here to take her home. Femi cuts him off, and I'm not waiting. Thing is, big man, Baird grins. They are deep in the quarry on a tip-off. So unless you want to go chasing them around the down the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck. How long have they been? Who turned on the lights? How long have they been? Baird looks over at the flickering quarry as if he forgot it was there. He looks back at you. A few cycles, he shrugs. Enough. Femi cuts in again. Nia's been gone for a lot longer than that. You're lying to our faces. Femi moves closer to Baird, and we know that Rock has claimed more crews than any other. Bard smiles fades. No need for accusations. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim? Forget this. Femi turns and heads back towards the ship. Baird smiles at you. Big man seems tetchy. He squints at the rig. He's going to get you in trouble. Baird retreats to his ship and you to yours. We need to go in. Femi is impatiently gathering tools and leading them to the airlock. Right now. What's Baird hiding? Who cares? These idiots clearly think they are on to something, and they are desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress. Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack. There's a borehole on this side of the rock. Could get us in under the radar. Or we dive right down the main shaft. Femi meets your eyes. I'll leave the call to you. Bliss arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering. Let's keep cool heads, they glance at you. The rock looks dangerous enough, even when you're thinking straight. Femi ignores them. You get ready to depart, well aware that you are heading into a situation you don't quite understand. Alrighty. Central shaft, the borehole. This is going to be tricky. So we either sneak in or we just go right down the middle. I think we could just go sneak. And then we go about it in a casual, careful sense. Do we have any stress here? We don't have stress. That is good to know. I think I throw in his. Okay, that's decent. You have felt the rumbling grow as you descend into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now floating in a cavernous rock-walled passage, it is impossible to ignore. There's something out there, Bliss's voice crackles over the comms. Something moving. You squint down the tunnel beyond the limits of your suit's lights. You swear you see something flicker there, in the unseen passages beyond. There's a strangeness to the mine, to its flashing lights and empty conveyors running on some residual power. From what Femi has told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze. A ripped open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Now it's a moving maze, its automated systems giving a new faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows, and one of these systems is rumbling through the dark ahead. Let's keep it moving. Femi passes you in the passage. We don't need to wait. Take it slow, Femi. We are too far behind. We need to catch up. Femi glides ahead, the beams of his suit lights painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale gray. Femi's lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly you are blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls in dense clouds. Oh shit. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them, the grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through debris. I think rush past is a terrible idea. So I think we just look for an escape. Neutral. Okay. You shield your eyes and scan the walls around you. There, revealed in the powerful lamps of the mining machine, you see a small square passage cut into the rock. Signaling to the others, you dodge inside, gliding into the safety of the dark passage. A moment later, the machine rumbles past the entrance, splitting a hail of debris into the tunnel. You don't stop. Carried forward by the tide of rocks, you emerge into another cavern. You good? Femi's voice is broken up by gasps there. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head. What the hell was that thing? Bliss's breath matches Femi's. It tried to eat us. We need to keep moving. Femi is dusting off his suit. That mining machine must be keeping Nia's crew down here. We have to get past it. Keeping them down here, or your mind drifts to worst options. Can any crew really hope to survive all this? When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine. Femi starts to move down the passage. It's running on old programs. It's not hunting us. It's not smart. Okay. Femi turns back to face you, his eyes ringing with fatigue and stress. We can beat it. We're not fighting a machine. We're trying to get your sister and get the fuck out of here. You hope he is right. New location discovered. Tunnel complex. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay. So Bliss can really work with this. Not by a whole lot, but a decent amount. This is probably going to give him 2 stress. I'll take it. And then we reset, end the cycle. We have 3 cycles after this. Maybe a little bit more if we, you know, push it. Bliss has a lot of good dice here. 1 stress. Not great, but we did get this. Okay. To me, Sleeper, Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he has found. There is a large passage splitting off from this one, but it is not the passage itself that is of interest. It is the remains of a barricade freshly welded that draws your attention. They came through here. Femi's eyes flick over the ruins. They tried to keep it out. You look at the fresh cuts on the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpling metal bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. You reach down and put a hand on the remains of the torch. Nia was here. Then you feel it, the rumbling through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and see in his face. The machine is coming. Go. Femi meets your eye. Get safe. He looks over your shoulder and suddenly he's bathed in the blinding light of the machine lamps. No, we stay together. You go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall and turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in the lamps. He waits agonizingly long until he knows the machine is coming for him. Then he kicks off hard, gliding into the dark. The machine rumbles through in a hail of rock and dust. You follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You are slowed by the debris and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward through the tunnels, through rock and metal. And then it is gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust your vision gray. Your comms click and hiss, and chunks of rock thunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust. We got it, Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders. Somehow we got it. It takes some time to understand what happened after the dust clears. You find yourself at the lip of a shaft filled with debris, a huge pit, thick of shards of rock. Must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into the shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Looking down into the pit, the lamps illuminate a few pieces of machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi is calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. A barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure, the last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. Alright. Machine room, tailing pit. What is in here? One of the strain machines tumbled into this waste shaft. What might be recovered from its shattered chassis? Okay, that could be good for just stuff, scrap and shit, but I don't really need scrap. Okay. This is good why we saved our stuff. There we go. As the barricade door is bent open, you are blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach, bracing yourself for what's to come. Femi? The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms. What are you doing here? Hey, Nia! Nia drifts out of the light in an old, dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there, in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. Nia pulls back. I don't understand. You followed me out here? She looks over at you and then back at Femi. How did you find me? You left without me. What did you expect? Femi glances at her. You aren't ready for this. Nia retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach. Femi. Nia shakes her head. After all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for. Movement in the light catches your eye, and you see motion through the dust. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Nia, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. You look over to Femi, and he is staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger. You, he points at the figure. What kind of idiot are you dragging my sister out here to this place, with that machine running riot? He moves towards the figure. Speak up. What were you thinking? Nia blocks his path forward, getting between Femi and the figure. Femi, you meathead. She glares at her brother. This is my job. I brought them here. Femi for once falls silent. It takes a while to make the return trip back up through Cutter's End, especially with Nia's injured crewmate. As you ascend, Nia tells you the short story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. The mining machine you'd face was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. You knew a way to jumpstart the mine. He knew a way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapsed boring machines was worth major cryo at any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contract who was ready to buy. It was going well until here, Nia nods to the crumpled-looking crewmate, hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went into its automation core and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put together a shock trap to fry the core. Nia looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit, far ahead up the tunnel. But that's worthless now that my brother shredded the thing. Sorry about that. Don't be. If it hadn't worked, we have been ground up to a fine powder, Nia sighs. We're lucky you came. As you move through the facility, you notice most of it is dark now. Power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend up through the quarry and out into the open space where Baird is waiting. Friend of yours? Baird shakes his head at Nia. Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew. She looks at Femi, who has broken off from the group and is heading for the rig. My brother doesn't tend to give anyone a warning. I'll take them from here. Baird puts an arm around Hirata to guide them back to the ship. Look, mate. Baird turns to you. No hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out. Even if you did screw the job while you were at it. He grins a crooked grin. I guess that makes it square. Baird glides away towards the ship. I should ride back with them, and I'll see you at Flotsam. Nia gives you a warm smile. Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say. You watch her go, then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of the cutter's end fade. Damn. Well, we got an upgrade point, so, you know, that's worth something. Cannot config right now. We got 1 point, though, so that, you know, that's something. When you arrive back at Flotsam, Femi rushes out of the ship. The moment the docking tunnel is connected, he is off, out of the airlock and down the passage. Well, go after him then, Seraphin sighs, not looking up from his diagnostics. You find Femi in the passage between the docks, watching as Nia glides towards him. You catch a glimpse of Nia's face over his shoulder. She looks nervous, slowing her approach as she comes close to Femi, his considerable frame blocking the tunnel. Femi, Nia starts. Femi holds up a hand to quiet her. I'm sorry. His voice is flat, quieter than usual. I'm the one who's sorry. I made the excuse to myself that I was trying to protect you. Femi looks down, but I was trying to control you. I've been suffocating you. He meets Nia's eye. I see that now. That it took something like this for me to see it. I see that now. It took something like this for me to see it is on me. Femi's voice cracks and the tunnel suddenly feels small, intimate. He folds his arms, regaining his composure. I understand if... Shut up, you idiot. Nia violently embraces her brother. Banging him into the metal wall, she laughs, wiping her eyes. Femi sniffs. I've had enough of your speeches, Nia smiles. Apology accepted. It's not a speech. Femi can't help but take his typical self-serious tone with Nia, but you see it makes her smile. I have something I need to say. You are a powerful person, and I've been trying to curb that because it scares me. And it scares me how little it scares you. He laughs an uncharacteristic light laugh. But I'll stop placing those limits on you. In fact, I want you to have the ship. Femi seems pleased that this stuns Nia to silence. I can make my own way, find work with crews. He glances over his shoulder at you. Perhaps Sleeper will take me on. No. I got too many people. I got a cat, and I've got 3 other motherfuckers, and myself. I've got my own issues. You're not coming with me. But I'm in need of some time away from leading some captaincy. While you need anything but. He puts a hand on her shoulder. The symbol crash is yours. Nia sighs. Femi, you really need to listen more. I don't want your ship. It is her turn to be pleased with his shock. You are right. I am a powerful person. But Cutter's Edge showed me I'm not ready to lead. I want to learn more, to work with a crew, but preferably not one I'm related to. She punches him in the shoulder playfully. Nia looks over Femi's shoulder to you. I was actually thinking Sleeper's crew might be the right fit. She flashes you a smile. I have no room. I have a tiny ass ship. It's great to have more people, but like... I don't know how many people I can take on. So I think I'm just running with my crew that I've got. I've got a cat to take care of. That's my biggest thing. I just got Junie back on board. Junie is my girl. Bliss is my person. And Seraphin's my guy. I've got them. They've got my back. I've got them. I cannot take more people, man. I hope it gives me an option, because otherwise I'm kind of crowded. She flashes you a smile. You suddenly feel the attention of the moment shift to you and your apparent role in this family drama. Nia pulls her hand to her hips. Well, Sleeper, what do you think? I have to take one? Oh, man, I don't want to take either. Fuck. If I had to choose, I'm taking Nia. Nia nods. I'm honored, really. I know I will learn a lot from you. I will learn a lot from you. Leam? Yes. I write stories. I'm honored, really. I know I will learn a lot from you. Femi turns in the corridor to face you, his face set in an intimate glare. You better take good care of her. Maybe I should have taken Femi, because he has the one thing I don't have. Seraphin has what he has, but I don't have it. I think it's Endure. He smiles, but you can't help but take him seriously. How about we find somewhere to celebrate? Nia pushes Femi forward, down the corridor. Come on. Later on, you find yourself in the narrow escape, in a quiet corner with Femi. You see his eyes are on Nia, who is at the bar trying to get the attention of the server. What's the secret? Femi turns to you. How do you stop it weighing you down? Your crew, your conditions, all the people that rely on you. How do you bear the weight? Hi! Hi! Fine. Get up in my lap. There you go. There you go, Doodah.
You really just, you really want attention, huh?
I love you too. What's the secret? I don't carry it alone. I try not to think about it. I live for it. I don't carry it alone. I think that's just the correct answer. Femi nods. I have to get better at that. I have to get better at that, at asking for help. He looks down at the table, smiling. He takes a long sip through the straw of his container. The last dregs of something amber and potent disappearing as he does. He looks up at you. She's gone, isn't she? You look over at the bar and can't see Nia amongst the crowd. You turn to Femi confused. She never was good with goodbyes. He smiles. She'll be waiting at your ship. Don't worry. He sets down his drink. Time I left too. He squeezes your shoulder. I've got things to work on. Look after yourself, sleeper. He pushes himself away from the corner and drifts out of the bar. You watch him go, one more body passing through the belt, trying to find a way to change the future. Okay. The little sister. Recruit Nia to your crew. And I think with that, we now go in with the ship mine. I need Junie and I need Bliss to be in here. Or at least Junie. Junie's going to be a big help. So let's go ahead and fix us. I don't like that noise. Come. Let's get you inside. Junie swings open the creaking, corroded door beside his booth. Such a prize must have levied a heavy cost. Yes, thank God Junie's here. I need someone I can trust beside me. You glance beside you to Junie, who insisted she came along, and on not letting the prime ship mine out of her sight. Your friend too. Yes, please come in. Junie beckons and then turns back and disappears inside. Junie squints at you. Are you sure you trust this one? I don't have a choice. I don't know Junie. He tinkers with shit, so I just needed someone to keep an eye. I don't have a choice, she sighs. I suppose not. Lead on then. You both squeeze through the door and drift down into the workshop. You are aware of Junie's eyes wandering across the piles and piles of tech on either side. You wonder if she recognizes anything among the junk. Sit, sleeper. Junie is already at the chair, arranging his array of articulated arms, and I'll take that ship mine if you please. Hesitate. Junie puts a hand on your shoulder. Don't worry, I'm right here. Junie, this is why I brought you aboard. I needed you. I didn't trust you at first, but I knew you had a good heart. Hopefully. You hold the ship mine in front of you and give it a small push as it floats gently over to Junie. He grasps it with both hands and takes it to a neat little work table in the back. You didn't see before, where thick cables float lazily tethered to the wall. You slide into the chair, hooking your feet behind the bottom bar to hold yourself in place. You watch as Junie begins connecting up the prime ship mine. A tremble of nervousness runs along your arms. Suddenly you feel Junie's hand clasp around your own. You look over into her face. Is this okay? I want you to know, is this okay? I want to know that I'm here. Nah, thanks, genuinely. I've been saying it constantly just now, but like, I need someone that has the tech knowledge to be here to make sure I don't get fucked. Because if I get fucked, I'm ruined. She nods silently. Junie calls across the room. You're going to need to talk us through what you are about to do. Of course, of course. Junie is slotting an arm-thick cable into the ship mine. A little patience, please. All of this is very technical. He turns to face you both. What is your friend's name, Sleeper? Junie. Junie answers for you. And I can tell you that you are using a Solheim-built data cradle, modified to handle a prime ship mine. She rattles off at speed, which will work as long as you manage the data flow through a polymer-clad overflow cable looped into the as a Cronus cortex cache. Yes, Jean Me eyes her. A small smile crosses lips. As I said, technical. What will happen to me? Jimmy refocuses on you. It depends, he says, while preparing the far end of that thick cable. What you are referring to as... It depends. What you are referring to as me. The problem we have is with your frame, your body, atypical alterations, biosynthetic recoding, unusual growth. Genie shakes his head. From the diagrammatics I have, these are not typical of frames, even those that have been rebooted as you have. In order to investigate safely, I must transplant your emulation, in basic terms, your mind, but in reality, not so basic. He smiles in an attempt at reassurance. Your emulation is an emulation of a human, and a human mind cannot be separate from its sensorium. The mind-body paradigm has been long disproved. I can't read. Cognition has physical basis, so I must first distribute the emulation between your hardware and the prime ship mine. The hardware will co-run the emulation, like the two lobes of a brain. He puts his hand together as if in prayer, and then slowly separates them. The motion makes you feel sick. Then, for a short period, I will disconnect the two, and then moments you will feel, in a sense, be in two places at once. Though each lobe will be partial. Too long in this state, and the two particle emulations would decay. But each disconnect will allow me a short period of full access to your entire frame in its base system language. I hope this is understandable. Genie gives you a serious look. One of the most curious human aspects of sleeper experience is that you too do not inherently understand or conceive of the systems that allow your existence. What? Yeah, I should ask what the risks are. That is also... Oh, man. What are the risks? Genie pauses, considering his words. The risks are many and severe. Emulation collapse is chief among them. This would be terminal. But counter to this, I do not believe that the changes to your frame are in a positive direction. Genie clasps his hands. The greatest risk is to do nothing. We have little choice but to proceed. Now, before I connect to your frame, let us activate the ship mine. Genie gestures to Junie. Please, if you would like to come with me and oversee the process, I would be pleased. Junie shoots you a reassuring glance and then glides over the ship mine, obscuring your view of it. You hear the quiet conversation between the two of them, their silhouettes lit by the flickering screen lights of scrolling lines of code. take a calming breath, but are instantly aware of how superfluous that action is when your frame requires no oxygen at all to function. I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous. There's a certain sensation that accompanies such thoughts, a jarring disconnection, like when descending a staircase, your foot expects a step to find and finds void instead. You try to calm the growing anxiety as Junie and Jean-Mi assess the mind. The ship mine is pristine. Junie turns back and drifts towards you. Our care in its extraction seems to have paid off. Junie smiles. This is good news. Junie is indeed right. You have done well. Jean-Mi approaches. I am, however, seeing only minor traces of the protocol that the ship mine was designed to house. The one that ran the ship it was installed in. I would expect to see it in full. He angles his head and lifts his shoulder in a slow shrug. The protocols are not easy to track. In the end, it only saves us a step of extracting it from the mine. Instead, I simply wiped the traces. Jean-Mi stops beside you. A protocol, Jean-Mi adds, is not like an emulation. Like your emulation, it has no integral physical element. It is data only, and therefore could be anywhere in that ship. In the end, its absence does not concern me. It does concern me a little bit. Concerns me. I understand, Sleeper, but it is remarkable we have this ship mine at all. This is our opportunity. Jean-Mi lifts the far end of the thick cable you saw earlier. You know this is the end that will connect to the port at the back of your head. Junie settles beside you again. She gives you a silent look. It's time. You turn to one side to allow access to the port, your eyes fixed on the far wall. You see something among the pile tech there that you hadn't noticed before. A small metal skull-like head. Whoa, like that of a doll. You frown, trying to focus on the head, and then the cable connects. Oh, fuck. You are split like a cell dividing, wrenched in two directions at once. The world goes dark, and the cloud rushes in to fill the gap of your center. Fuck. Where am I? You ask the question in your mind, and you feel it travel across the gap as it forms like a finger drawn across your scalp from ear to ear. But not scalp. You have no scalp, no head. You are stretched out like skin of a drum, looped like string of a noose. The smallest vibration echoes across yourself like a ripple across a puddle. And then you feel it, a strong pulse, like a heartbeat, like thunder, like footsteps. Oh, what the fuck? A flickering. Oh, a trembling. Oh shit. A thought coming into being. Not yours. The thought flickers in front of you, and you recognize that it is not your own. Assist, a burial. Assist, offer help. Assist, a sickness. What? What does this mean? So, I guess this very much will influence what becomes of me. Let's go with a burial. Disinter, disintegrate, the thought answers. You fold up in blankness, then a moment after you unfold, like waking. Partition, to divide. Apparition, to appear. Perdition, to suffer. Apparition, to appear. Dwelling in dwelling, the thought answers. You stretch into infinitude. Then a moment after you contract, like waking. In spirit, to haunt inside. Inspire, to grow inside. Instill, to flow inside. Instill. Substitute, Substrate, the thought answers. And then it appears. Then it enters. Then it is yours. You split. Then the moment after, you reform like waking. And in the cracks that seal up, for a moment, in those cracks, something glows. Oh my god! Sleeper, I'm here. Your eyes flick open like shutters. Junie's face is closed, her eyes wide. They're awake. She calls over your head. She looks back at you. Easy now. Take it slow. You twist, floating, turning your head as you as if you were underwater, feeling the resistance of your body you had already forgotten. How long has it been? You feel a weight you've felt in. You okay, sleeper? Tell us you are there. Junie leans in close. I'm okay. Junie smiles. They're okay. She calls to Jean-Mi. I'm glad to hear that. You hear Jean-Mi's voice, and then he comes into focus. The process was successful. Jean-Mi floats beside the chair, his hand clasped in a business-like fashion. I was able to access the frame directly without your emulation being present. I ran the administration level diagnostic process built into your system and received the results. He takes a moment to gather himself. Your frame is indeed changing. The protein chains that code your biosynthetic organs group's cell replacements have been altered. To put it simply, your body is following a new set of instructions. Didn't the reboot do that? No, the reboot and recoding you underwent simply stopped these protein chains from artificially decaying, breaking your dependency on stabilizer. This process, the entire replacement of your protein chains, could only have been achieved over multiple doses of specialized substance as part of a carefully planned process of total substitution. Does that mean my stabilizer was fucking laced? The word sticks in your mind. Substitution. You say it without thinking. Yes. Jean-Mi reacts as if you were speaking to him. I believe it could only have been achieved if one substance as a carrier. With one substance as a carrier. Stabilizer. Stabilizer, the drug S&ARP designed to make you dependent on them. The drug Elaine fed you to keep you alive. The drug... Oh, it was laced. The drug you thought you had escaped. My stabilizer was laced with something. That is what I believe. Jean-Mi looks apologetic. This kind of process, Jean-Mi hesitates now, and you realize the bad news is yet to come. Performed over many, many doses. Carefully planned and designed. I cannot think of a way it can be reversed. Jean-Mi looks down. I could say that you are changing. I could tell you how it was achieved, but I can neither stop it nor tell you its ultimate end. I'm sorry. Fuck. I understand. I'm sorry, Sleeper. Junie shrugs to find words. Perhaps we can find someone else or try again. You don't feel able to respond. You quietly push yourself away from the chair, your thoughts slow to cohere. You glide back to the door and then out, into the flow of flotsam. The noise and activity pass by you like smoke. In the haze you find that word again, substitute. And they begin to wonder what exactly it is that you are becoming. Fuck. Seraphin once more finds you in your bunk. He gently prods you with questions, and you quickly relent. You explain what Jean-Mi said about your suspicions regarding Lane and your confusion as to his motivation. You tell him you don't know what this will mean for you in the future. He listens, and when he is done listening, you both sit and wait for a moment to pass. And then you leave the rig, reach on your own errands, each knowing that the only option is to keep going until you are forced to stop. Fuck. See, now this is where the issue comes in, right? We've gotten our answer of what is happening to us. So now we're in a bit of a situation. We are fucked. Lane has fucked us. That's why he's able to take control of us, is because he's, you know, drugged us. Laced our shit. Okay, let me see what my quests are. Find Junie's bunker, so we gotta go to Holmes Rock. We gotta investigate Hexport, so we gotta meet with Cadet. Recon Darkside, that's a major one as well. So I think in the next one, we're gonna go to Holmes Rock. Get our fuel back up, all that good stuff. And then from there, get to Scatteryard, and then get to Scatteryard, talk to Cadet about what happened at Hexport, because we still have no idea what the fuck happened. And then from there, take down Lane. So I think with that, that is going to be where I end this today. This has been crazy. I didn't want to get Nia or Femi on my team. I just wanted the money. But we have another crewmate now, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I think with that, that is going to be where I end it. I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.